you doing? Welcome to the Superhero Post Show. Here's your host, Stephen Heyman, and we are joined by my boy Darren. Say what's up, man. How you doing, brother?
What's good? What's good?
Yeah, so guys, this is a familiar, this will be a familiar face. We're still trying to find a name for this show that we're doing, but we're mostly going to be covering a lot of Marvel stuff that's going on. And obviously, with all the Marvel stuff going on, we're going to talk about Wandavision because, come on, this is the biggest show that's going on right now. There's so much speculation, so much news, and so much crap that's just happening. So just let me just ask you, like, how are you liking this series so far?
I like it, to be honest with you. Like, I think the thing that about the whole WandaVision series is definitely different. You know, you're used to watching all the Marvel movies where it's like everything's on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice change of pace. I really dig it for that. But yeah, it's been pretty chill.
Yeah, bro, I'm loving it so far. I think this is I'm not gonna go and let me say this is gonna be the best show because I think that a big reason why WandaVision is doing great is because we haven't had a Marvel anything for the past year. So the fact that it's coming out now, everybody's jumping on it. So, but this is one of the best performances in the MCU by Elizabeth Olsen, by Paul Bettany. I mean, heck, this is insane. The fact that they are acting each decade and it's spot on. It's not corny. Like it's actually really spot on. Is pretty awesome to see. First, I'm gonna read. So, guys, we're gonna talk about episode 4, and then we're gonna go into our speculation for episode 5 and for the rest of the series. Because obviously, you guys know there are a lot of theories going around. There was actually a leaked scene that I was going to show in here, but I don't want to get copyrighted or sued by Disney, so I'm not going to show it. But Darren, I am going to send you that clip right now so you can give it a watch because it's actually you're actually like what the heck. But yeah, yo, bro, this series is crazy. It makes you think. That's the good thing about it. Like a lot of these shows are so predictable. You know what I mean? A lot of superhero stuff,
Mm,
like you already know what's gonna happen because of
mm.
the comics, you know what I mean? But the wild thing about this is that it's so unpredictable. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. And I just sent you that leaked video and make sure that it's on and make sure that like you're on mute on Zoom when you're hearing this so we won't get copyrighted for watching leaked videos. But while Darren's watching it, guys, please like and subscribe below. Okay. Follow us on Instagram at the Superhero Post Show. And then just keep up with us. We post news, we post funny memes, we post a bunch of stuff on that Instagram. But yeah, so as I say, it's been a year of literally no Marvel, no MCU, no nothing. And I'm happy that we have this show that is making so much speculation because that's the point. That's the reason why we love comic book superhero shows and movies because when these things happen, it makes you want to speculate. It makes you want to watch more and figure out what's going on. That's the fun part about this thing. So I'm hyped. Darren, you still watching it? You're on mute.
Could you see me while I was watching it?
No. Well, what was your reaction?
No, okay. Because I had my head tilted like this because my jaw wouldn't like spin over.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I couldn't hear any of the audio, so I only saw like visually what was happening. But like
Are you near
visually,
your PC?
huh?
Are you near your PC?
I am, but you sent it through me to text. So how am I gonna pull it up on my PC?
What's your email? I think I already have it, right?
You can
What's your
send it to my email, but that's fine. You can just explain to me what the audio said. I
No,
can already
bro,
pick
I
up what's
have to
happening,
send it to you,
basically.
bro. Oh, so you heard what happens? Yeah,
Oh my
so I
god.
mean, we can. I want you to hear it, but because you're gonna be like, "What the heck?" But basically, what is happening is, Quicksilver's back from the X-Men. He's in it. I don't know if he has the powers, and I don't even know if like she knows that's her brother or
I
nothing, but
seen
she
that.
freaking blasted him. And apparently, when Vision is outside of the town circle, he's like dying, like or he's going back to dead Vision, I guess. But let's let's read this recap, right? So
All right.
um it says, in fact, let's back up to what feels like 5 years ago to Monica Rambeau. who, in the opening moments of the episode, rematerializes after the blip to learn that her mother, Captain Marvel's best friend, Maria Rambeau, died of cancer 3 years ago. So, if you guys don't know, when the blip happened, when the blip happened, her mother uh did great on the first surgery, and what happened was Monica Rambeau went to take a nap, and that's when she faded away. Thanos snapped his fingers. She ended up
blipped.
coming exactly. She ended up coming back 5 years later, and obviously her mother was dead because it's been 5 years. Her mother's really old. She was having cancer problems, and so yeah. So 3 weeks later, um, Monica is back at work in the division built by her mother, despite her sword badge not working, and she's been tasked to help out the FBI with a missing persons case that ends up literally sucking her in. But before we do that, let's talk about what was said before she even found out that she was doing handling this Wandavision mess. So
Mm.
apparently the so-called director of Sword told her that she's not allowed, or anyone that comes back from the blip, they're not allowed to do any space missions.
Hmm.
There's a theory I have about that, and I have a theory about the Fantastic Four. I believe this episode laid the groundwork for how the Fantastic Four can come into the MCU. The X-Men, bro, I have no clue. I have no clue how you can bring a mutant into the MCU this far along. Like
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So my whole deal with that whole like sword business, I don't think it's more so leading to the X-Men. I think the path for the X-Men getting into the MCU is going to be Wanda, and just Wanda alone as an entity, right? Sword, I think the whole deal with Sword is going to be like Kree stuff and Scroll stuff, right? Because the ongoing theory is, remember when Nick Fury at the end of, I was like, well, end
no
of
pun
what,
intended.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one of the post-credit scenes for Spider-Man, he was on that ship, but like he
Yeah.
wasn't, like it was the
But
actual Nick Fury.
but
So we think
but
that's the
bro.
sword ship, right?
But I don't know if that's source ship, but I will
Yeah.
say this, bro.
What's
I
up?
think that I think that Sword, like, okay, I don't want to dig into the. All right, let me read this recap, and then we will get into the
All right,
theories, because
go,
the
go,
theory
go
the,
for it.
the theory mill is about to. I'm telling you, bro, we're gonna be here for a little bit. This theory
Go for it.
is gonna
Go
blow
for
your
it.
socks off. All right. So next, to be clear, what's happening in this episode is an explanation as to what's been going on for the past 3 episodes. When Monica arrives at Westview, Jimmy's there to greet her and also witnesses her being trapped inside the bubble. Fortunately, soon after Darcy, um, now a doctor in astrophysics, following her time working as Jane Foster's intern. If you guys remember Thor one, what was Thor Dark World, her assistant, she was funny. She called Milner Meow Meow. Remember that? Meow Meow. Yeah. Now a doctor in astrophysics, following her time. I already said that. Um, yeah, uses her savvy to figure out a way of monitoring what's going on inside the Westview bubble. Old school technology. Dr. Darcy, who is legit the best, and honestly, all right, that's her comments. I don't really care. All right, Agent Franklin and Agent Franklin is the dude from Ant-Man, the Asian guy. He's funny. He's a youth pastor, and he does magic tricks now. Goes into the sewers.
Woo! See all the
Actually, I'm
memes
sorry
about
that
Woo?
sorry that is not Agent Franklin, is it? No, 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 no. Sorry, Agent
No.
Franklin. Agent Franklin is the beekeeper from
Oh
episode
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Goes into the sewers to try to figure out what's happening, while Darcy and others monitor the action from outside the town, where they discover Monica is slipping into the action as Geraldine. Agent
Mhm.
Wu, that's his name. Agent
Yes.
Wu
Woo.
brings up
Yes, sir.
excellent theories about whether what they're watching is an alternate reality or some cockamamie social experiment. And Darcy comes up with the idea to try to use a radio inside the current episode to have Jimmy try to connect with Wanda. So if you guys remember, I think it was in episode 2, you heard somebody talking through radio. That was Jimmy Woo talking through the radio. Unfortunately, Agent Franklin's attempt to infiltrate the WandaVision universe ends with him being rejected, um, with his tether to the outside universe being transformed into an old school jump rope, and Monica ends up experiencing a similar fate after, pushing Wanda about what happened to Wanda's brother. The entire episode featured no sitcom gimmicks, no original theme by the whatever, blase blase. And then we did get to see a part of Dead Vision. Like
Yes,
she looked at
with the
him
stone out of his forehead. Yeah.
exactly. She looked at him with the stone out of his forehead. So, with all that being said, what you got to say about that crazy episode?
I mean, like I'm always a fan of when a show gives us a different perspective, especially one of the characters already in there. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see like what's happening on the outside of everything.
Hmm.
Um, I think I don't know if you want me to go into like theories or anything, but I'll
You know what,
go aside.
bro? Let's give our
Jump into it.
reviews on this episode right here, and then we'll go into the
Mhm.
crazy theories.
All right, word. So, mm, how do you usually run it? Do you run it like a scale out of 10, scale out of 5?
Um, I'm not really gonna rank them, but just tell me your opinion on the plot
Opinion.
and all
Okay.
that stuff. Yeah, and
Well,
how'd you like it?
I mean, of course, it was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see the cast like expanding to more than just Wanda, Vision, and the rest of the people in the town. Um, I would, if I were to give any criticism about the episode, I mean, it's kind of hard to because this is stuff that you can just explain on other episodes. It's a little bit too early to tell. But this is definitely like the best episode so far. They definitely could have sped it up though. I feel like this is something that like you're supposed to show like really really early because they kind of wasted a whole bunch of time with episode 1 and 2 where it was just Wanda and Vision doing some nut stuff, you know. Um, but it's good to finally get that explanation. It's not really explanation, but like that insight as to what's going on.
Yeah, bro, I totally agree. It's pretty amazing, and I'm just happy that we got a different perspective from that, from what the outside looking in. Like
Mm,
it's kind of like we were in this show for the first couple episodes, and then it shows you how insane it looks from the outside looking in, how crazy and idiotic it actually looks. So
yeah.
that was fun. That was fun. So
Mhm.
I want to get into theories, okay? So
All
I
right.
do have a couple of theories. So obviously uh Elizabeth Olsen ended up saying there's gonna be a really big character reveal. And guys, we were talking spoilers, we're talking leaks. So I did see a leak, did see a toy of Mephisto, to be honest with you. So apparently Mephisto is the big villain. It's him. And obviously Agnes is Agatha Harkness. And I believe that what had happened was either they set up Wanda, they told Wanda that she could have this world and they helped her make it, or Agatha did. Because this is definitely some type of spell. This isn't just a fragment of the Infinity Stone. This is sorcery. Like this is witches like type stuff.
Mhm.
And so I feel like they helped Wanda create this world, but Mephisto is behind this. And obviously she's going to get those kids taken away from her. And that's going to be the pinnacle of her going truly crazy and losing it. Even though she kind of already is. But yeah, I believe that Mephisto and Agatha Harkness are working together to do this. Now, a lot of people have told me like, who do you think Mephisto is? So, a big pattern that we've been seeing are hexagons,
Yeah.
and hexagon is really like a satanic shape, and um, the director of Sword had hexagons on his carpet when you walk into it. So I mean, I think he has a part of it. The way he was acting was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Um,
Hmm.
and you just see hexagons all over. And then even if you look on the books when Wanda puts back together the walls after releasing Monica Rambeau, it was some weird books hinting to Mephisto. And so I believe that Mephisto is a part of this, and she doesn't even know it. She has no idea. What do
Yeah.
you?
No, I mean, I think Mephisto definitely has to be the director of Shield because,
Sword.
um, or Sword.
I know it's
It's
such a
that
bad
that
habit.
yeah, it's that one guy who told Monica Rambeau that she can't go out into space. I think that's kind of bull crap that was like a law or something like that, and
I
it's
don't think
kind
that
of
rule
weird
was
how
ever made.
Monica
I
didn't
think
look
that was
into
cap.
it. You don't think that it was capped that she couldn't go to space or anything like
I
that?
think that's a lie. Like what?
That's what I'm saying. Like that
Why?
has to be a lie.
Why would she say that? Like what would that do? Now
Exactly.
it
'Cause
now it
the only
now
motivation that I can see for like that being like a legit thing is because of course they don't want them to investigate the whole situation. They don't want them to like basically thwart their plan of making Wanda have kids and letting them manifest in the kids. It's a weird thing, but the only thing that I question about that theory is that if that was the case, then why have Monica go there in the first place? You know, because he knows that that's where the anomaly is happening and stuff like that. And especially with Monica Rambeau being the I'm assuming well, no, her mom was the founder, but with her coming so emotionally charged, of course you want to do something with all that emotionally chargedness. So like I don't see why Mephisto would have her go to the Westview anomaly. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, as far as like villain plans, that's kind of stupid. Like, yeah, that's
But
just
but he could be a puppet in this. Like I don't think he's the main bad guy, but I do think that like he has a hand in what's going on. Like, I feel like he's a part of this because the whole plot was to get her to have the babies. She has the babies. Now the whole plot is to take away the babies. Now I don't. Now it is true. It is kind of a plot hole because he's trying to break into it. No, but what if he has his? What if Agatha's going against Mephisto and now he's trying to get back in? Like I don't. But then again, Dorothy gave me Mephisto vibe. The duck could have, bro. Mephisto was known for coming as animals,
yeah, yeah.
so all the signs are definitely leading there. It's just a matter of how are they going to take the babies because the comics he ate them. Is that going to be like? Is that going? I don't think they're going to show that, because it's going to be kind of creepy. How do you think it's going to happen?
I think what's gonna happen is the kids are gonna grow up, right? They're gonna show signs of powers and stuff like that. But again, it's gonna be happening really fast because it's already shown that Vision has suspicions as to what's happening, like what constantly asking Wanda what's going on and stuff like that. So if he continues those suspicions, especially about the kids, um, Vision is gonna end up doing something. They've already shown in like the trailers and stuff like that where he finds out that there's like a portal, where he finds out there's like a kind of like a wall. So Vision has to do some sort of exploring. And once Vision goes out to do some of that exploring, Mephisto comes in or Agnes comes in. They're like, "Yo, stop!" And they do something to Vision that pisses off Wanda, and then that's when the dominoes start falling. That's my theory.
Well, from the leaked video I saw, it seemed like he was talking to Sword outside.
Yeah, I didn't hear it in
So,
the audio. So what did they say?
I forget, but I'm pretty sure what had happened was, he was talking to Sword like outside. All right, guys, we had to pause because Darren had to watch it. So, what do you got to say now?
All right, so now I have this thing. I can kind of like go this frame by frame, right? So at the start of it, we can see Vision. He's clearly outside. He has to be. There's no freaking way. Because you can see buildings on the right, like that doesn't look like houses from Westview and stuff like that. And it can see parts of his suit are like kind of deteriorating. It's either one, he's being attacked, or two, like the effects of the anomaly are kind of catching up to him. That makes me also question the characteristics of the Westview anomaly, because when you saw Monica Rambeau come out, I can't remember. Did she have her attire still
She
on
had
and
her,
stuff like
yeah.
that?
So that's the thing. Monica Rambeau exited out with her outfit on. Like she was still so.
Yeah.
My idea was that when Vision exited, he would, like, even though I believe she took his dead body and revamped him, he would still come out not with the Infinity Stone, but it would have been the same suit, same power, same person. How you come out
Because
dressed is how you come back. But Monica Rambeau also said it's Wanda, so she wasn't the same. She wasn't Geraldine. She was
yeah,
Monica.
yeah. I'm pretty sure she was also kind of cognitive that she wasn't Geraldine when she was in the when she was there in Westview. There's no way that she wasn't cognitive that she was not Monica. Like she knew that she was definitely being undercover.
Well, yeah.
But the thing I have
Well,
to know, I don't know
actually,
if this is
bro,
like
I'm not even sure if she knew she was undercover. I just think that there were times of where she would like blink back and
lapse.
forth. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just like how there was always a sense of reality coming, like you know what I mean? It would just come back and hit her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she would just know.
And another thing about this thing with Vision is that I'm looking at the screenshot now, and like I'm I'm looking at it, and the thing that's confusing me is like the color of the stone, right? It looks like it's white. I don't know if that is just because of the terrible quality of this video that it looks like it's white, because we all know Vision Stone was like yellow. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well, there is a white Vision. Remember that. So there is a white Vision in the comics, and if you guys don't know the story of White Vision, what happens is, but the White Vision is more robot than man. You know what I mean?
Yes, I remember this.
And
Wait,
yeah,
yes. Okay.
and what ends up happening is he tells Wanda that he has no feelings for her because he's a robot, and then she ends up.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure she ends up falling for like Wonder Man. Now, Wonder Man could be the guy to come. It might be that character. Remember, we were talking about this all last night. It might be Wonder Man,
Could be.
but but yeah, and she ends up falling for Wonder Man. So I'm not sure, but yeah. So I
Wait,
mean,
actually, now that
and
I'm looking at it,
and bro, did you also see the promo photos of
of
Vision?
promo photos.
Yeah, so if you see the promo photos of Vision, bro, he basically looks like I'm not explaining, bro. He looks like he has like a chip in his head, bro. You know what I mean?
A chip in his head?
Yeah, bro. Like he has a chip in his head.
Hmm.
It's
Is there
not.
one like in particular that you can send me? Because I'm looking through some right
I'm
now
about
and I
to.
can't.
I'm actually about to share my screen in a second. But like, there's a microchip implanted in his head, literally. Um, and I'm gonna show
Hmm.
you. It looks like a silver chip in his head, bro. Hope I can find the freaking promo photo. But it definitely had like a chip in his head, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's kind of creepy. I'm
Well, anyways, when I was looking at that leaked footage and stuff like that, so another thing that I'm seeing, actually, now that I like fast forward it a little bit, it actually looks like Vision's being like pulled back in, or
yeah,
something.
that's a
Something's coming off,
yeah, that's another
like
thing.
a piece of his shoulder like came off or something like that.
Yeah, so maybe when he leaves, he's going back to dead Vision or the gray, or maybe even they fixed him, but he was more robot than man, so she made this world for him to be more human.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean? But it definitely looked like something was pulling him back also.
Yeah,
So what if
I think it's also
it's
funny
Agatha? You
too.
know what I mean? Like you never know.
Maybe, but it's red and it looks like some of like Wanda's power, so I'm not really sure. But I think it's also funny that when it cuts to Wanda and Speed, like her son, like they're OG costumes. Like Speed's also in his like OG costume for like Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually awesome, and I hope that
Yeah,
we get to see that this episode. You know what I mean? I hope that we do.
I hope so too.
I'm actually really excited. You know, to see this.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro. And
I
then she
think
shoots freaking Evan Peters like across the freaking
yeah.
room, the street in front of everyone. And I feel like that's probably gonna be the climax, and everybody's gonna know that she's actually weird. Because that
Yeah.
was the plot, her
Wait,
hiding her powers from everyone.
does Quicksilver die in the Fox series?
No,
He doesn't, right? Because he mentions dying
no, he hasn't
twice.
died. Well, no.
Okay.
Remember, he was talking about the MCU.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like if he died in the Fox universe too, then that could be the whole thing about dying
Well,
twice.
no,
That
he
he
said
died. It could just be like a joke about saying, "Hey, I died in the MCU and also the Fox universe," so that would be funny.
no,
I just couldn't remember
he
whether he
can't
died or
die
not.
twice. He didn't say he died
Oh,
twice. He said like you can't die twice.
what?
Something like
Let me
that.
pull this.
You watch it again. He said something like you can't die twice.
Oh, okay. No, he said
Yeah.
your husband can't die twice.
Your
Okay,
husband,
okay,
and then
okay.
she, goes insane and shoots him. But yeah, bro,
Yeah,
like with that scene itself, right? That scene right there, Vision and Wanda are freaking, and somehow her son senses it. That's also something to take into account because her kids are like supposed to be like one of the most powerful freaking kids ever, in Marvel cinematic history. So the fact that he feels it, which means that he's obviously taking after the powers of his mother,
hmm.
but he felt it and she did it.
I don't know.
Bro, this is a head scratcher, dude. This is a head
Yeah,
scratch
because
her.
another thing, I'm almost positive, but I'm almost positive that in the comics, Wanda's kids were like boy and girl, not boy and boy. Here they're boy and boy, right? So that
I only see
has to
one. I only
mean
saw one boy in it.
something. No, they're both boys. If you look, there's the one with the headband, and then there's the one with the really poofy hair.
Okay.
And
So
then even when Wanda gives birth on in episode
oh
4,
yeah, because
they
they
say
name
two
them.
beautiful boys.
Yeah, true. That also
Yeah,
raises
so
a
they're both
question.
guys.
So this might even prove that they might not even be. Nah, I think they're real. She can bring people to life. The only thing that confused me is, I mean, I kind of knew Vision was going to be the same because the Infinity Stone is technically back wherever Cap put it at. Or no, the Mind Stone is with. It said with the Tesseract, so they gave it back to Thor
It's
in
with
them
Loki.
Avengers 1. Yeah, no, well, remember they gave it back to Thor in them
No.
after Avengers 1 because that's when Tony took it.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about like
Wait,
the
or is that
alternate
the Space Stone?
reality.
Is that the Space Stone? I forget them so. The Space Stone and the Mind Stone come out of the same thing. The Mind Stone comes out of the staff, Loki's staff, right?
Yeah, Loki's staff, but that's not the Tesseract. The Tesseract is the Space Stone.
Yeah, Tesseract is the Space Stone, and then Hydra ended up stealing
Yeah.
the Mind Stone.
Yes.
Where did they take the Mind
Yes,
Stone
because
from?
they took Loki's scepter.
Oh, they took
Okay.
both. I remember that they took both in the same event. I forgot. Okay, yeah. So there we go. They took them. No. They took the scepter in Avengers. They took the Mind Stone. I mean, my God, they took the Mind Stone, and if they went back to Avengers 1, they took the Space Stone from remember that Shield base where Tony talked to his dad.
Yes.
That's where they got it from. Remember that. But yeah, so obviously the Mind Stone goes away. He starts fading back to whatever or getting pushed back, and then he shoots Quicksilver, and then we don't know what happens after that. Or then there's a
I
truck
just want to
also.
know
Then
how
there's also a
Quicksilver
truck
gets
driving
there.
into it. Huh?
I just want to know how Quicksilver gets there, because the thing that scratches my head, right, is like how the timelines don't really line up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring in the timeline from the Fox universe,
Yeah.
right, that then means that of course Professor X has always been there, and you kind of have to explain where the X-Men have been all
Yeah,
this time, because
and that's
even
where I
in
have
the even in like the because I know that the Fox X-Men universe has like had time loops and time travel and change in timelines and stuff like that. So like it all gets really messed up. It all gets really messy, because the way that the Avengers Endgame explains time travel is completely different to the way that the X-Men kind of deals with time travel, right? Because in Avengers they say it's one singular timeline, but each event can create different timelines, right? But X-Men says it's one continuous timeline, and if you jump back to this thing in the past, and then you change something in the past, then you live that out, even if you go back in the future.
well, I
Right.
mean,
So their explanation of time is completely different.
well, to combat that is they they can make it the Avengers Endgame timeline because number one, that was with Fox, and that was more to retcon because they knew that they screwed up with X-Men: The Last Stand. So
Sure.
that was their retcon to reset everything, which was so dumb. Like at this point, why would you really retcon? Like you really crapped the bed. It was we didn't care, but they retconned and started with the same. That movie was it was a good movie, but the whole premise of it was so idiotic. But
I
yeah,
just don't think like the Fox X-Men fit in the MCU.
well, but
Because then you have to explain
that's
where the
why
heck
they're
all these Avengers
but
were and stuff like that.
but the fact that there's alternate universes that's why they're abusing like that's why I was saying to you last night like these characters like bringing back old characters are going to be good for one movie where they can appear for a certain amount of time. You know, I think that's chill, but
Sure.
like I don't I don't really see any character being signed on like from the Fox universe like for a long time. I see them using all new characters. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I see it. Like
Yeah, that's what
they
I'm
need to
saying.
recast all new characters. I don't want to see anyone. The only person I can't even see Magneto. Like, I can't even see that. I can't even see that one.
I'm okay with that though. Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not even thinking about it from an actor standpoint or being with actors that we like. I'm thinking about it from like a thematic standpoint, right? So if you want how I would like the Fox universe to be integrated into the MCU is um like a kind of thing that happened with in the comics with like Secret Wars, how they integrated people like Miles Morales into the main continuity and like people from different places and put them into the main continuity, is that they acknowledge they came from different realities, right? Different existences, things of that nature, right? But some sort of anomaly or a crazy event has them coming together and people staying in that main continuity, right? So, for example, let's say they want to bring Quicksilver from the Fox universe in, right?
Yeah.
I believe that there has to be some sort of like crazy event that either Wanda like somehow brings two realities together, and then Speed and then Quicksilver's like, oh well, I like this reality, so I'm just staying here, and leaves his old reality. I think that's okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and
if you can do that with a couple of different X-Men, because that also gives you the flexibility to recast some of them. And it also gives you the flexibility of having multiple different Quicksilvers and multiple different, types of X-Men and what have you. It gives them so much different flexibility. They can do whatever they want with the characters.
actually,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually going to post a YouTube video about this as well. But I think the best way, maybe the best way to do the X-Men is to bring them in not as one collective. Like, if you want to start from the timeline you're at, like, no, like you can't do they've been here from the beginning of time, they hit crap. You can't do that because the time for them to come would have been Endgame, where everything's on the line. The snap happened. That's when the X-Men would have came if that was the case, right? Like, if it was they've been here the whole time, they would have came during that game. So you're gonna have to do it in like in portions. So like I could see like a Falcon and Winter Soldier or Wolverine having a cameo, Professor X, and then Professor X coming in and hey, come with me. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. Like I can see Wolverine literally being in the wilderness, being an animal for all these years or whatever, or for a couple years, and then Professor X takes him, or and all these mutants are staying under the wraps because of that. I can't see like the whole we've been here all along. So, and the way I think Quicksilver can come in is by her bringing him to life, like by her like, and it could even been an accident. Like she chose the wrong one because now we have alternate realities. The same way they're gonna bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into Spider-Man. It's the same thing. Like you have the scapegoat of alternate universes. So you can have your new Quicksilver, the MCU Quicksilver, and the new MCU Quicksilver because it's all an alternate universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like what it seems like from this, it seems like what this clip leak is, right, is that he just comes out of nowhere, right? That he's being pulled somewhere. So like, how do you think he gets there? How do you think, like, not only does he get into the MCU continuity, but he also gets into Westview? How? Why? What? Like, what do you think? What's your theory? How does he get there?
Who gets there? Quicksilver?
Quicksilver, yeah.
Oh, my theory on Quicksilver. How could Quicksilver get into Westview? It would have to be from her.
Think so.
Or so do you then think another ploy by Agatha or Mephisto's coming in as Quicksilver?
Because if it's coming from Agatha or Mephisto, they have to have some sort of genius reason as to bringing him in. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. It would piss off Wanda, but at the same time, Wanda doesn't know that she's Quicksilver. And it's, from what it sounds like here, it doesn't look like Quicksilver even knows he's Quicksilver, because everybody who's in the Westview anomaly doesn't apparently know who they actually are, right? Like, remember, they had that wall of like identities and stuff like that. Like, they're real people. They're actual people, right? But they just don't remember who they are.
Or it could be her wanting to bring back her brother, and for some reason she brings back that Pietro.
So you think it was a mess up? You think she's trying to bring back her brother, but she ends up pulling somebody from a different universe?
Yes, because I mean, there's all hints to Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness. So like, if it's a multiverse of madness, as I'm saying, like madness, bro, she brings back the wrong one. And then what if she brings back a bunch of other wrong people, like a Hugh Jackman or these type of people? And then Doctor Strange, like the whole point is he has to fix this, bro. Doctor Strange has to fix this, and this also links to Spider-Man. What if freaking Tobey Maguire pops up with pizza boxes? I don't know. What if that happens? Because
Pizza time.
this also links to Spider-Man. So she's going to cause this madness to happen, and Doctor Strange has to fix it, bro. So what better mess up than to have to start it off with Evan Peters Quicksilver?
Sure.
And I think this mess up, this multiverse mess up is going to leak throughout the MCU shows. Like Loki's whole show, that's about redoing his wrongs. And what if while he's redoing his wrongs, he sees Wanda making everything worse? Like, bro, think about that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? So your theory makes sense.
You so fun. I'm talking to Emily. Fun. I'm sorry. She distracted me. Blame my girlfriend. All right, keep going.
Yeah, but your theory makes sense. I like your theory. I like the idea. Another thing that this show was building up to a lot is like Wanda just like snapping. Like something's gonna tick off Wanda so bad that she ends up just getting so pissed off and releases all types of crazy energy and whatnot. So if you think about it, like that could be like a snap type of anomaly where her emotions charge her to bring all types of weird people, which then you could bring in the Spider-Man, you could bring in different types of X-Men, and maybe a Hugh Jackman. Oh, I pray and hope to God that Hugh Jackman comes back as Wolverine.
Yeah, right. Or you could also use the scapegoat of the snap. That's the if you run out of ideas. Literally, the snap. Every time a snap happens, cosmic radiation.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
I mean, but that's also the perfect setup for the Fantastic Four. The perfect setup for the Fantastic Four is they were in space when either Hulk or Iron Man snapped, and they could have been on another planet, and that's how they got their powers. I mean, that's the best way. And look, right now,
that's such a cop out, though.
Bro, think about this though. What if right now the Fantastic Four? What if right now they're all in comas? Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, the Thing, Invisible. What if they're all in freaking what is it called? What did I just say? All in comas. They're unconscious. Okay. And that's why Sword banned. And that's why Sword banned space travel.
That only works if they hinted at it. If WandaVision makes a hint that the Fantastic Four is here, I'm okay with it. That they already exist in the universe, right? That's why places like Wakanda worked, because it was hinted back in Age of Ultron, you know? That's why things like Adam Warlock worked, because it was hinted in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like there has to be some sort of like hint as to they're coming or something like that, right? But there hasn't been any indication that there's a Fantastic Four. So I swear on my life, if Kevin Feige goes up there and he says, oh yeah, like they weren't there because they were snapped away. Like they weren't there fighting with them because they were snapped or what have you, or they're in comas. Like that would piss me off so much.
But I mean, the other thing will be them stuck in the quantum realm. I don't want that. I wouldn't want the Fantastic Four going to the quantum realm 60 years ago. I don't want that. Because that'll be Captain America all over again when he's frozen in ice. The only plausible way is they're on another planet doing research during this time.
But then they would be affected by the snap too, though. Remember, the snap was a universal event.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why Captain Marvel was on other planets helping them because of that. So what if, bro, there were 3 snaps that happened. Think about that. 3 different ones. They could have been affected by one of them if they were in space during this time. Sword.
I don't know.
Freaking Sword, bro. This is a perfect situation. And in Spider-Man Far From Home, there's literally an Easter egg hint.
At Sword?
No, it's Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Where?
Fantastic Four. You never seen it?
Where? No, what are you talking? I've watched Spider-Man Far From Home so many times, dude. And I never seen anything.
I'm typing it right now. All right, here it is. I'm about to share my screen. You ready? All right, here we go. Look at this, dude. Prepare to be mesmerized. Look at that. You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, the building?
No, look. 1. Do you see my mouse?
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
That's the start of
question
phase
mark.
4. They've already explained that. Hold on a second. They already explained that. They already
sure?
Let me I'm positive. Uh, yeah, so they already explained this. Where is it? Where's the picture looking at? Okay, so I'm looking at it right now, right? So remember,
Sure. Oh no,
they just got done Phase 4, right?
Yeah.
Phase 4 of the Marvel MCU, and right, if you look at it, the words that it says right there, it says, "So excited to show you what comes next." It's because remember, Spider-Man: Far From Home was the epilogue of Phase 4, right? It's the epilogue. So it's basically them saying, "Hey, Phase 4 is done. Can't wait to show you what's next," because there's an arrow mark saying to a question mark.
Of course, and it could also mean what's next, 5. The Fantastic Four.
To show you what happens in Phase 5.
Bro, they could be BSing us the whole time. They could be lying. No. Kevin Feige's lied before.
Yeah, he has.
It could mean both, bro. Like, do you really think that they acquire all of these people and they're gonna wait that long to just put them out? The same way Star Wars messed up and made The Force Awakens so fast, bro. They're not gonna wait to put these characters in there, bro. They need it. This is going to keep the MCU alive. We can't keep it alive with the characters you have now, bro.
To see Fantastic Four.
Bro,
I've gone without Fantastic Four.
As I said, bro, we don't need
now, and I can
bro. We don't need mutants right now.
We don't. You're right.
We don't. I'm mutants out right now. X-Men, Dark Phoenix killed my vibe with X-Men. I'm good. I don't need
Don't
mutants.
even speak of that movie.
That's not even an X-Men movie or the Fantastic Four with freaking Michael B. Jordan. That's forgotten out of my head. But we need Fantastic Four. Like, it's been so long. And if we get it done right, I mean, dude, and please, man, like, please don't let it be John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. That's the
why not? That's
such
a perfect cast. What are you talking about?
It's not, bro. Why? Just because they're married and they look it doesn't mean that, bro. They could find way better actors than those two. Like, they're so gassed. Like, John Krasinski was good with what's that show? Jack Ryan. But other than that, what other good show he has other than The Office, bro?
You don't need that many. How many good films did Tom Holland have before he was freaking casted as Spider-Man?
Tell me. But like, I don't see Reed Richardson.
Can you even name any of the films that Tom Holland was in before he was casted as Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's in Willy Wonka, right?
What?
I'm lying. I don't know.
All right.
Okay, but I mean, point. You got a point. I'll give it to you. But still, I don't know. I want somebody a little bit nerdier. He's like mad cool and husky.
Who do you want?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like
the reason why I think
from back in the day
can be Mr. Fantastic is because in the comics, especially now, Mr. Fantastic has kind of this cocky vibe to him, where it's like I'm the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, he's arguably the smartest man in the universe.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the recent comics, with his inventions and trying to experiment with different things, and he doesn't care. Like, he's super self-righteous about it. Mr. Fantastic hasn't been nerdy. In the comics, he hasn't been nerdy. He's been mad cocky, mad stuck up. And I think John Krasinski can pull that off. That's why I think he's a perfect actor for it. I want to see a cocky Mr. Fantastic. I don't want to see a nerdy Mr. Fantastic. I want to see a mad cocky one. And one that's an absolute douchebag. Because that's who he is. That's who he is in the comics, especially recently.
So he's a D-bag. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I like him as Mr. Fantastic. Anyways, but going back to the whole WandaVision thing, though, if they can pull this off, I think the best course of action, in my opinion, is to also bring in Deadpool this way as well. I think it'd be
right now?
Great comic relief. Huh?
Like right now?
Yeah, like if they bring in Deadpool with
just like a cameo.
Yeah, like a sort of cameo. Like have freaking what's his name? What's the name of the actor again?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds pop up and just be like, or just have Ryan Reynolds. Like, don't even have like Deadpool. Just have like Ryan Reynolds there, and like say hi or something like that, right? So it can hint to.
He's probably gonna do that when he has his movie too, most likely.
I hope so. I hope he has some sort of cameo in this whole WandaVision thing, because if this is really what's like jump starting all these characters coming in, then I think that'd be a smart move. Because I mean, everybody loves Deadpool. You know, you were talking about like a big character coming in. I don't think people are going to be that like going crazy over Quicksilver.
Oh, I
right?
don't think he's the
People would have went
character.
crazy if it
He's going to be
was
in
like
it. But
Wolverine.
he's going to be in it. But I don't think Quicksilver is the character, the guy
You
that
don't
Paul
think he's the
Benny's
guy that
been
they're
waiting to
talking
work
about?
with.
He also could have been hyping it up. They do that a lot too.
True.
They most definitely could have just been hyping it up that it was like, oh yeah, it's Quicksilver, yeah, ta-da.
But
And
yeah,
that's
but
it.
I do think that episode 5 is it's just gonna be very fast, like very fast paced episode. It's gonna be a lot going on.
Yeah, the trailer that you showed me was for episode 7 too. So if everybody already saw this trailer for episode 7, like episode 5 and 6, they're more than likely going to be throwaways until we can get episode 7, because it looks like I don't know what they can. I don't know what they can progress from here, from episode 4 to episode 7. Like I don't know what they can do to really like reel
Yeah,
us in.
it will have to unveil the Agatha Harkness stuff. I mean, maybe
They
Agatha
would
Harkness
have to.
finally comes out and they battle, and Mephisto's are coming to the end, and then Doctor Strange them come in the end, or whoever. It's kind of the way I see it, bro. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I do have a question for you though. So
What?
do you think Vision is alive and he'll be part of the MCU going forward, or
He
do you
will be a
think
part.
he's like dead?
He's gonna be a part of the MCU going forward, but more of a robot than
More
like
robot.
having emotions. Yeah, he's gonna be White Vision.
But then that would. I don't like the idea of Vision just being a robot, because that was the whole development part of Vision. Like thematically, that was the whole development part, that there's an electronic being that can also develop feelings. But then to like go back on that.
That was because he had the Mind Stone, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
Well, like Shuri ain't that talented, bro. Shuri or whoever, like there's nothing you can do.
I guess, but
the Mind Stone is what gave him his human parts. Like regardless of what people say, that's why Ultron wanted to merge, because he would have had human. Ultron really kind of had human emotion already, but he would have been he would have been more human if he had the stone in his head. That's why he wanted it so bad.
Wait, no, that's a good point. No, I think you can flip that, because Ultron did have human emotions. He did flip out a couple times. There were some things that pissed him off and made him act rationally that a robot wouldn't.
But was it feelings or was it ideologies and thoughts? Because he was a share between Tony and and Vision's the same way. Like, did Vision always feel feelings in the old, like in the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, or was it the imagination, the thoughts? That's my question. Did Vision ever feel? I don't know.
He most definitely did in Civil War. He most definitely did have.
Oh yeah, because he got mad and shot at the freaking sky.
Yeah, 1000%. Because that's what ended up getting War Machine paralyzed. But it was a very Ultron type of flip out, in my opinion. That's why I think. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Vision needs the Mind Stone in order to have emotion, right? Because if you think about it, kind of in a way, the Mind Stone removes emotion, right? Whenever it would take control of somebody, whenever Loki would use his staff. Huh?
I still don't think Ultron had emotion.
I think he did. I think if you look back at Age of Ultron and you see the way he acted, a lot of times it was based on emotion. Because if he was really trying to pursue his ideology, then we would have got the Ultron that was in the comics, that was talking robotically, that was doing things calculated.
Well, no, but remember his Matrix was mixed with Tony Stark's personality.
Yeah,
so
sure.
You can't take a personality trait that he has and say that's emotion, because it could be a thought matrix that's going through his mind. He has no heart. How can you feel with no heart?
That's a good question. It's the MCU. You can't really tell. But my whole theory with the whole thing is that I don't think a robot can make mistakes if it's just Matrix. I think the thought Matrix can that's why I think Ultron got to the conclusion of removing the Avengers, because that was something Tony was already thinking about. Right? If you think about it, that's what led to Civil War, is that he was questioning Cap, what are we going to do when this happens? This happens. This happens. So that's what made Ultron go to the idea of destroying the Avengers. I can agree with that part, but I think they take it a step farther in the way he makes mistakes, the way that he's cocky, the way that his plan ultimately ends up folding and stuff like that. I think the quips and the kind of jokes that he has, definitely part of Tony Stark's Matrix. But again, I think it really is just those mistakes that are just I think Ultron probably had emotions. And if Ultron can have emotions, that means Vision can too. And Vision can exist without the Mind Stone and have emotions. That's my theory, though.
We'll
My
see.
theory.
We'll see, because I mean, if as I said, we're going with the plot of the comics to make Wanda go crazier. It will only be right if Vision had no emotion. That could be the tip of the iceberg. Because regardless, the way she might feel is, all right, if I lost the kids, I still have Vision. But if he says, I don't love you, I can't feel, that's the she loses it.
Yeah. Because I mean, in my opinion, that would have to be the whole reason why she made this world in the first place. Like if Agatha and Mephisto were trying to influence Wanda to make this world, that's the reason why, is so that she can be with Vision again and hang out with him and stuff like that. So to have that reason being taken away from her would most definitely be a way for her to like flip out and go crazy.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to think of if there would be another reason, because if we're introducing Quicksilver, then maybe he could be a possible reason for her flip out as well. You know, two most important guys of her life type of thing, her brother and then also her fake husband.
And also the thought of like, okay, my husband, my man is already against me. He doesn't believe this is real. And now my brother is being a total D-bag telling me that he's dead. Because she's the whole meaning is she's fighting the truth. She doesn't want to hear the truth.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think Wanda ends up after all of this? You know, because if you think about it, like I can only imagine what her psyche is going through. Like she was already down bad from the thing that happened in Civil War. Where do you think Wanda ends up after all of this? Like,
Where
do
do
you
I
think?
think Wanda ends up after all this?
Yeah, because
Like,
I can
you mean like
easily
going into
see her
Doctor
being
Strange?
antagonized again.
You mean like going into Doctor Strange?
Yeah, because like I mean, as far as like public view and stuff like that, I can easily see her being antagonized again in the same way that she was in Civil War.
Oh, she's
And I
gonna be
feel
a
like that would
villain.
only
She's
make
gonna
more
be a
sense.
villain. She's gonna go back
You
to
think she's going
being
to
a
be a
villain.
villain?
Go back to being a villain. She's
Interesting
turning on
thought.
everybody, bro. Turn on everybody. No one loves her. No one she's gonna have the fun that everybody wants to be against her, and that's the start of hell.
Yeah, and her support system is gone. To be honest with you, like Hawkeye, he's in retirement.
Well, now he has on show.
Tony's dead.
He's training the chick now.
Yeah,
Kate Bishop. You know,
yeah.
and I think that like that's gonna be the catalyst to her going crazy. She's gonna have nobody, bro. Like I don't see anyone else like really being there for her other than Vision, and Vision's probably not gonna have emotion. And yeah,
That makes sense. That would definitely make sense. Because then she wouldn't have anybody backing her. She wouldn't have any support system or anything like that. Hmm. So, because I can see it two ways. I can see how you're seeing it, where it's like she becomes a villain. You know, the whole Batman phrase. You know, be a hero, or it's like you die being a hero, or you stay alive long enough to see yourself become the villain type of thing.
yep.
Right. That might be something what happens to Wanda, but she either that happens or she just goes into hiding afterwards. Like she just like secludes herself from everything and then has her own little world where she just be with Vision. Like say after
Well, that's what she already tried to do.
Yeah, but like now she wouldn't be under the influence of Agatha and Mephisto.
Now that Sword wants to take everything away from her, regardless of what Mephisto and Agatha think, she loves it. Like regardless of what they say, she keeps making it go back. So the fact that there's somebody trying to take it away, she's gonna wreak havoc on the world because of that, or these organizations. She's gonna take down everybody, bro. She's godlike, bro. No one's stopping her.
Yeah, because that is what happens in the comics. The way that it happens is that her kids are taken away from her, and that's what makes her snap.
Yeah, bro. She's
right?
freaking godlike, bro. Like no one's stopping that woman, bro. It's impossible.
Yeah. Did you see the argument of who's more powerful?
It's going to take a galactic being to stop her at this point. Living tribunal, something like that. It's going to take like a godlike being to stop her, bro. She's the strongest character in the MCU, bro.
All of a sudden come in because they want to stop Wanda.
Yes, bro. She's the strongest character in the MCU. Like, she literally lifted Thanos up and started stripping this man naked, bro. Like, come on, dog. You tell me, like, come on, bro. Come on,
I don't know why I had to describe it like that. That's a little bit weird, but okay.
bro. She would have stripped him naked and probably shredded him in pieces, bro. Pause. But for real.
I don't know, man, because there is that argument floating around of who's more powerful. Is it Wanda or is it?
It's not Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
It's not Captain Marvel.
I mean, she did kind of beat him. Captain Marvel did beat Thanos. It's just that Thanos just got the upper hand by
Wanda can warp reality. Bro, Wanda can warp reality into whatever she wants. She can change people's minds. She can literally mind control anybody, bro. She mind controlled Thor, who is arguably the same power level as Captain Marvel in his full prime form.
Yeah.
Like she's too powerful, bro. She's too powerful. She's like Superman, bro. Like it's unstoppable, bro.
Do you think a powerful being like that can exist in the MCU without something happening to them, like them dying off or something like that?
There's gonna be limitations, but eventually. But with Captain
So do you
Marvel,
think she's gonna be sticking around?
the thing about Captain Marvel, bro, she has no limitations whatsoever. What limitations does Captain Marvel have? Tell me. The freaking Infinity. She got punched by the Power Stone and it's sent her to Kingdom Come. It didn't even punch her that far. I mean, she's unstoppable, bro.
Yeah.
And mind you, Thanos is probably the strongest being in the universe. Like under Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch, Thanos is the strongest being of raw power in the universe.
Yeah.
So, and he punched her and she didn't even move. Scarlet Witch broke his blade. Scarlet Witch broke his blade that is stronger than vibranium, bro. His blade broke vibranium. And Scarlet Witch literally, you saw when she was holding it, she said, "Oh, this is easy." Split it in half. Mm-hmm. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Come on.
Yeah.
Too powerful, bro.
I don't know.
But yep.
Then do you see WandaVision going on for multiple seasons though, or do you think this is it?
I think it's gonna be only season. I don't think they should do a second season because it's supposed to go into another a movie. Unless if you're making it like a show about her going crazy and they trying to stop her, but I mean, I don't really see a reason why to do another show. Like this is supposed to connect to something. You know, what else is it going to connect to?
Does it say how many episodes the show is supposed to be in total?
Pretty sure it's 7.
So 7 is the last episode?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, that would be so dumb if episode 7 is the last episode. Because usually like runs like these go for like 12.
I'm pretty sure.
Because if that's episode 7 and that's all that's happening episode 7, I'd be so mad. That's way too big of a cliffhanger, especially if we're not going to see Wanda again for like another year or two afterwards. That made me so mad.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. How can you do a season 2 without repeating what you've done? That's the question, and they would be basically repeat what they've done. I can't. No, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. There's so many other shows to explore. Like, I don't want to see Kamala Khan, but whatever. I think she's one of the worst characters Marvel's ever created. She's a waste of time, a waste of pencil, a waste. Bro, I've been holding this in for so long. Marvel really thinks we care about Kamala Khan. We don't, bro. All she does is just make her hands big and her feet big. It's just a stupid character. She's basically a girl version of Mr. Fantastic, but worse. I do not care about Kamala Khan whatsoever. I'm so happy I finally got to say that because so many people, bro, I listen to so many podcasts. Oh my God, Kamala Khan, bro, she's corny. I used her in freaking Avengers video game. She sucks.
Okay, that wasn't the best representation of Kamala Khan. Let me tell you, that was not.
She's terrible. No. She's one of the worst characters I've seen made by Marvel, and not even she sucks. She's just, bro. There's nothing like special about her.
I don't know. I like Kamala Khan for this reason, that she is somebody that's not black or white. I like her for that reason because it gives representation.
I don't care.
I care, dude. Look, how many Asians are in the MCU, bro? How many Asians are in the MCU? Getting a whole movie. We got Agent Wu. And we got freaking what's his name? The Wizard.
And you're getting Eternals. You're getting a whole Asian character in Eternals. You're getting 2 Asian characters in Eternals. and
Yeah,
my boy
great.
from
But like
Doctor Strange.
before that, we had nobody, bro. Nobody, man. Like it's just great to see like and
And
not
Kamala
and like
Khan's like
Asians of
is
like
she's
different
Muslim, bro.
cultures.
She's
Like
not even Asian.
it's part of Asia, man.
Oh, okay, right. But look, bro, I'm not talking about race.
Part
I
of
don't
Asia, dude.
look, Darren. I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about
Nah,
development of a character. I like.
sure.
I'm not saying I don't care about her being Asian. Whatever, it's cool. Make it a vast majority of race as it should be. That's our world today. Whatever. But my
Mm-hmm.
issue is there's a difference between a well-developed character and race. She's not a well-developed character, in my opinion. And I think the MCU is forcing her on us. Like, a lot of fans don't care. Like, and a
A
lot of
lot of
people
fans
gas her
very
because she's a Muslim, not because she's a good character. Like, what is she going to bring to the MCU other than like another addition to Young Avengers? Like, she's not like, I don't know, bro. I'm just not feeling it.
I like the idea of Kamala Khan being part of the Young Avengers because, yes, well, I mean, if you think about it, there's not a lot of Young Avengers out there. It's just Spider-Man, and that's it. At the we got Shuri too. Like that's about it though, right? Um, so I like her. I like her not only for like I like her for that reason, but not only that. Um, the thing that makes Kamala Khan so popular, of course, is the part of her diversity and things of that nature. But she's also coming from like a different perspective. It's another character that kind of like grew up from a normal place, right? Instead of it being, I was just randomly imbued with superpowers one day and I just, something like that. It was tied in with an entire event with the thing with the Terrigen Mist and the Inhumans and stuff like that. I also like Kamala Khan because it gives them the opportunity to reboot the Inhumans. I don't know if you watched any of the stuff from the Inhumans, but it was bad. It was trash. Like a lot of people don't remember it, and for good reason. That's another reason why I like Kamala Khan because she can bring in the Inhumans. The Inhumans are actually a very big part of the MCU, especially in like the recent the the recent runs of stuff with Kang the Conqueror. If Kang the Conqueror is going to be part of the MCU, I think you have to have the Inhumans then at that point because he was a big part of that. He's the one who introduced the whole Terrigen Mist stuff and what have you. So I think that's another reason to have Kamala Khan there as well. She bridges the gap very, very well, in my opinion.
I get it. I just don't know if fans are going to receive it that way. That's the thing. I get what you're saying.
Sure.
But are fans going to receive it? Is she going to be a fan favorite? I don't think so. From judging from what we got,
I think she will be regardless. Like
know.
if you like, dude, think about it for a second. Captain Marvel was ridiculously OP, right?
A lot of fans didn't like the Captain Marvel movie. I didn't like it.
That's what I'm saying. But we still accept Captain Marvel because she's necessary.
In Miss Marvel's defense, in Kamala Khan's defense, she has an edge only because she's going to be debuting in Captain Marvel 2. That's the only defense. She's good attached to something, not her own. The show isn't going to do that good. The show isn't going to do that good. Like, and I'm not saying it, like, forget all this about her being an underdeveloped character. At this point, they've made it's the MCU. I trust Kevin Feige with my life at this point. He'll make her good. But I think the show isn't going to perform well, but I think her and Captain Marvel 2 will be good.
Okay.
And I think she'll feed well off of a Spider-Man, off of a Shuri. But her getting her own movie, I don't see that happening. She's a good supporting hero. Like a Gamora, like a Nebula, like you know what I mean, like a kind of. I don't see her carrying her own, and that's why she's getting a show and not a movie because she's not. And it's not nothing against her. I love Muslim. I love everyone. You know, it's just the fact that I don't think she's a character like people don't know her off the rip. You know, it's not like that. You know, it's like, oh my god, we know Kamala. Just like it's not going to make $1 billion.
She's also a relatively new character.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why I don't think that you should. And I'm glad that they're. I mean, I really don't think they should do a show either. And I really think that's just the politics side of it. Well, but you know how it goes. These the politics side, whatever. Like I really don't care. You gotta satisfy some people in the higher ups. I get it, but I think that her attached to other stuff is good, and I think Captain Marvel is going to build a nice little franchise of its own with Monica Rambeau, with Miss Marvel, with Captain Marvel, them all combining together to do stuff like that. I think, and by the way, Joel Embiid just dropped 31 points in the first half. That's insane. But anyways,
What?
yeah, bro, Joel Embiid just dropped 31 points in the first half. He's wilding. He put up
Against
25.
who?
He put up 25 points in the second quarter.
Against who?
I'm looking. They're playing against the Trailblazers, but
Okay.
Dame's out, so whatever. Anyways,
Yeah,
back to topic. So I just don't think she can hold on a show, but I guess they don't care. I guess that's the thing. Like, we're not going to give you a movie, so we're going to give you a show. Just so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think she can fit a role kind of like WandaVision. Like, I think Wanda is one of those characters as well that I don't think can hold their own solo film. Good supporting character. That's why they have to pair up with Vision and stuff like that. I think Kamala Khan fits that type of role as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's also like a little bit a step above that. Because of course, like you said, there's a politic thing. Like, of course, they want to blow up Kamala Khan to the freaking sky. Like
Hey,
they
Darren,
have a
hold
TV
on one
show like that new
second.
Spider, but that's
Okay,
otherwise.
bro. Maybe it's the Avengers game that scarred me from liking her.
Possibly. That was a bad game. I played it recently. Did not
That
like
thing
it.
sucks, bro. It's trash. And maybe that's what scarred me from liking her as a character. I don't know. But I hate that game. And it really made me just not like her as a character. But in general, like, when I buy comics, I'm not buying Kamala Khan comics. Like, just a reality. Like,
Sure.
That's chalk.
Another thing I like about Kamala Khan is that, of course, I can relate to her a lot. You know what I'm saying? As far as like her viewpoints and where she comes at things and stuff like that. It's almost like she has this idea that, yes, this is like the right thing that she's supposed to be doing, but also trying to make that her own conviction, like growing up, like looking at Captain Marvel and stuff like that. Of course, having like knowing that what's right and what's wrong and stuff like that, but making that her own conviction, you know? So that's something that I relate to her as well, especially the whole thing with the whole Asian family stuff, their dynamic, things of that nature. I think that's really cool. I think that's something that Marvel is lacking. Like, I don't want just Asian representation. You know what I'm saying? I don't just want people to show up as Asians, right? Like the sorcerer guy from Doctor Strange, I forget his name. Wu, I think his name is.
Wong.
Are they both named Wu?
Wong.
Sorry, Wong. When Wong shows up, he's just another Asian character, right? But with Kamala Khan, she's an Asian character, but also has Asian background, Asian heritage behind her, and a lot of her methodologies and the way she goes about things is based on how you would act if you were like an Asian American, right? So maybe that's why you don't like her as much. You can't really relate to her, like where she's coming from and stuff like that. But I like her because I'm like,
I don't think that's why I don't relate. I just think she's a poorly developed character. It has nothing to do with race.
Okay.
I get the race part. Like, I get it. It's just, I just think that like her in general is just not, it doesn't appeal to me. Like,
sure.
Like, I think, does she go through a hero's journey? Like, she's not Rey. Okay, we all know I don't like Rey. She's not Rey. She goes through a hero's journey. She fails. She gets her butt beat. She learns. She just, like, for someone like the way fans gas her, she doesn't deserve it. In my opinion, that's a better way to say it. The way fans gas her, I don't think she deserves it. I don't.
You know what also helps too?
What?
With the whole Kamala Khan situation. I don't know if you watched. It's so bad. It's so terrible. But that Disney show of Spider-Man that they have. I've watched a couple clips of that show, and they introduced Kamala Khan in there. And I think a big reason why the hype train is there for Kamala Khan is because like they're trying to ship Peter and Kamala together in that show. And I think that's like trying to get them together. Like it's that's something different, man. That's something different. I feel like that's the reason why. But I have legitimate reasons to like Kamala.
Yeah, not
because I want to ship him.
And like, I understand why you like Kamala Khan. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, she's like, I just don't think she's the best character for me. And the way people gas her to me is just insane. I can't see why. Like, dudes, I heard dudes literally say like, "Oh, she's the next big." I said, "Bro, you kidding me? You kidding me?" Like, with the Fantastic Four, with Galactus, with Silver Surfer, you say she's the next big thing? Come on, bro. Don't do that to me.
That's true.
Come on, dog. Like, there's too many powerful characters to be doing it. She's a good supporting character.
Speaking of those like big threat things, though, I remember the other night we were talking about the Gore the God Butcher stuff.
Yeah.
Right, with Thor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is confirmed, right, that he's going to be the main villain of.
I'm not sure main villain, but he's going to be a villain.
A villain. Wait, why would they make Thor? Why would they make Gore the God? But why wouldn't they make him the main villain? Like, he's too big of a character to not make him the main villain.
I think there's something else tied to it, in my opinion, but I just don't think he's the only villain in the movie. I just don't think so.
Because isn't Jane Foster supposed to become Thor?
Lady Thor. Apparently, Storm's going to be in it. I mean, it's so many. The guard. They showed set photos of Peter Quill was on set. There's going to be more than one villain for sure.
You see, this is the thing I don't like about the MCU sometimes. Like sometimes they do a little bit too much. You know, like they got hype off of the Avengers movie, how they were able to add different characters and different character plot lines and stuff like that. Now they're trying to do it with everything. Every one of their properties, they're trying to integrate some other character, some other storyline, or what have you. And they're getting away from like the singular focused type of movies where we're trying to develop a character.
That's the best part to do it, bro, because Thor's already developed. So why not use it to be college to introduce?
Thor has more development to come.
Like, but bro,
really
that's why they're doing both. That's why they're doing both. He's developed, but they're developing him more while bringing other characters. And bro, but that's comic books. The comic books is that's what it is. Storm has her own hammer. Beta Ray Bill, like that's the point. You want to make it fun.
Yeah, I know, but like the advantage of comic books is that you're able to have an entire run of comics. Right? Whether that's only 4 issues, whether that's 32 issues, right? You can flesh it out as much as you want to. But then the movie, you got like 2.5 hours max, bro. 2.5 hours max to flesh out this man's character, right? So the thing that worries me with Thor Love and Thunder is that Thor's not done with his PTSD yet. I don't think so. And if they make Thor overcome his PTSD like that, I think they're misrepresenting this whole thing about mental health.
Well, it depends on how well.
That'll be a misstep.
Well, I don't think it's PTSD. I think it's Thor. Well, if you watch the movie, Darren, at the end he found himself. Well, he didn't find himself, but he found out what he wants to do. Or I'm sorry,
but it doesn't work like that in real life.
I'm sorry. The whole point of Thor in Love and Thunder is, I mean, at the end of Avengers Endgame, right? He wanted to find what he was meant for. Mm-hmm. So that's what he's doing. He's in the galaxy, lost his weight, he's chilling, figuring out what he wants to do. There's no PTSD. The PTSD got handled when he talked to his mother, when he went back in time.
No, because here's how I would want them to handle it the same way they handled it with Iron Man, right? Is that with Iron Man, his PTSD literally fueled the rest of the MCU, right? Like, if you think about it, Iron Man was the biggest catalyst to all of the events in phase 1, 2, and 3, right? And that was all fueled by his PTSD from the first Avengers movie, right? It was a superstition that something was coming and he needed to prepare for it, right? So I think, especially how they're trying to hype up Thor now, especially in the comics, it looks like Thor is going to be the next like Iron Man kind of person or Captain America person, where he becomes like the lead and like the face of the MCU, him and Spider-Man or something like that. If they're going to do that, then they need to have some giant overarching thing that fuels him to do other things. If his PTSD is cured like that from freaking Endgame, then that'd be a loss.
Well, the new PTSD that Jane's dying from freaking cancer. So I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Maybe.
And in the comics, she ends up dying in the end. So.
I'm just worried, man, because with all this stuff going on, like you everything on paper looks like it could very easily fold. Like, I'm getting like DC Cinematic Universe vibes right now, where they're trying to add like way too much.
Wandavision right here shows that it can't fold. Wandavision shows right there it's not going to fold. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, there's already 4 episodes that came out, so we can kind of tell that this is going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already got that episode where they're kind of explaining everything a little bit. Right?
Yeah, it's only going to get better. Explaining the universe with Loki, we're getting the Time Variance Authority and all that stuff. We're going to be good.
Sure.
But all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening. Please like and subscribe below. Follow us on Instagram at the Superhero Post Show, podcast at the Superhero Post Show, all that. I mean, Superhero Post podcast, all that stuff. show us some love, and we will be back. We'll probably be back soon to talking about this WandaVision. Give you guys some more
Episode
theories.
5.
Exactly. So thank you guys, and rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P. My guy.